I rescued more vintage Star Wars action figures. Why? Because I'm obsessed! Hello and welcome to Star Wars Obsessed. I'm Richard and it's another trip to Book Off. I'm looking around, I walk in, I didn't expect anything, They have another part of the collectibles section where everything is loose and they put them in these little bags and they just hang them on a rack. And I was looking around and most of the time I see a lot of like Power of the Force 2 figures or even like more current figures. But I was shocked when I saw vintage. I had never seen vintage Star Wars on the rack like that, hanging a little baggie at Book Off. Never. That never happened before. Oh my God. What do they got? What do they got? What do they have? I was like a kid in a candy store. It was so glorious. Wow. This is so wonderful. I started pulling them off and I'm looking at, Yoda. Like, I don't want another Yoda. Especially, I think it was like $15, not even complete. And there was a C-3PO for $15. I thought that was a bit high. But all the other ones were $9 and I thought, well, that's pretty much the going rate nowadays. So I just, went through them happily. I was filled with joy just looking at vintage Star Wars action figures on the rack. I decided to get some and I mostly focused on army building type figures. And so I just pulled those down and these are what I got. I got an Ugnaught. While it doesn't include its accessory with that little white case, it has the apron and they only charged $5. I was shocked with that. So yeah, of course I grabbed it as fast as I could. I got an Ewok. I think this is Tebow. I got this AT-AT driver in really good condition. Of course I had to get a Gamorrean guard, and of course I had to get the Death Squad commander, the Star Destroyer commander, or the Death Star. I just remember it used to be called the Death Squad commander, so that's what comes to me really quick. And I know this is not Star Wars, but I had to get this because, for one thing, $5, it's a really good price, and it's from Battlestar Galactica. This is Daggett, and I thought it was a really cute figure, a really cute character. I remember always wanting this figure, but I was so focused on getting Star Wars action figures that I had to pass up on this. So when I saw this, I know it's not part of Star Wars, but I'm gonna see how I can work it into my Star Wars collection. Then I put all of those in a basket and then just walking around the store, looking at all the other stuff, checking out what Gary's looking at. He was looking at movies. I was just walking around, looking at music, and I was going towards the front desk area. And as I turned, I saw a Darth Vader collector's case. And I was looking at it like, oh my God, another Star Wars thing. So I got a little bit closer, and also sitting next to it was a snowspeeder. Wow, this is so neat. I don't know why I just kept staring at it like, wow, so cool. What does it cost? Oh my God, that's a really high price. Wow, damn, that's really costly for just a collector's case. I'm not telling you the price because I'm gonna make you all do the math. So I went on eBay and I was checking what is the price of a Darth Vader collector's case. So I looked at it and I'm like, wow, that's quite a stark difference, like $30 compared to that. I asked the employee, hey, is there anything inside that collector's case? And he just looked at me like he didn't know. And so he picks it up and I hear it rattling. Oh my God, there's figures inside. He's like, yeah. And so he opens it up and I heard a choir of angels and the light was glowing at me. Oh my God, this is glorious! Full of vintage Star Wars action figures. And here they are. Some of them not so good. As you can see, this R2-D2. The sticker is really bad, but that's okay. I have more Chewbacca's, Tusken Raiders, a Hoth, a Rebel Soldier, but the label here says Rebel Snow Soldier. I don't remember being called that. A Hoth Rebel Commander. It's so cool. And look, it's a C-3PO. And it's the first C-3PO. and it looks really good. Got some stormtroopers for army building, and one of them's kind of yellowed, so maybe I'll do some peroxide whitening on this one. And look at this, snow troopers. Yes, and another one that may need some peroxide treatment. Some Jawas, and what even shocked me, 2 Boba Fett's. Amazing. I want this. I really, really want this. But I should probably talk to Gary about it. So I told the guy, please hold it. I will be right back. I need to talk to somebody. So I went to Gary and I told him what's there. It costs this much. So yeah, he calculated 32 figures and they would come to about a little bit over $4 a figure. So he said, yeah, go for it. So I rushed back to the front desk. I went like this. I said, yeah, I'll take it. And then we were ready to check out. The guy at the counter put this plastic bag in between the closed case. So the figures didn't fall out when I opened it. What a gesture of love. Got home and I opened it. I was looking through the figures again. Leia had flipped over and I went to turn Leia over and I noticed there was a weapon. It was a weapon that was that either went to Nien Nunb or the Imperial TIE Fighter pilot, which are not in this case. Wow, a vintage weapon came with that. Even better. And then there was this other round thing and I have no idea what that's from, but you know, I'm keeping it. And then I remembered that these collector's cases come with a compartment. So I go to the compartment and I'm like, opening it up. Oh my God. I had a feeling they didn't know what they were selling. Like maybe they didn't know that the weapons were in the compartment. I was especially thrilled because of the price that I paid, and then seeing all these weapons, I got a major good deal. So as I was going through the weapons, I noticed that it has a weapon for Reese's. Oh my gosh. I really don't think they knew what they were doing because Reese's was one of the figures that was hanging in a little baggie on the rack. And then I noticed this weapon is the one for Forlom. And it was another figure that was hanging in a baggie on the rack. A win for me. Even better, the axe for the Gamorrean Guard. It was the one I got on the rack. Now I have another complete vintage Gamorrean Guard. And then I kept looking at the weapons and I found it is for the Ewok. Another one. While the Ewok still doesn't have his headdress, it at least has this staff. So cool. And look, this staff right here, which goes to Weequay, which was another figure hanging on the rack. They really did not know what they had. And then I noticed this right here, the harpoon that goes to the vintage snowspeeder, which they had on display and for sale, but did not have a harpoon. This was a huge win on my part. What am I going to do with this? Maybe I'll get another vintage snowspeeder and it'll have the harpoon. All right, and here are the other weapons that I got. So after looking at all of the weapons, I had to go back. Well, I didn't go back. Gary was out shopping. He decided to kindly go back to Book Off and get me some more figures. So I got these. Reese's Imperial Commander, another X-Wing pilot, Luke Skywalker X-Wing pilot or X-Wing pilot, it doesn't matter because it works as both ways. A Bespin security guard, and of course I got Forlom, I got the Weequay, and the Cloud Car pilot. I have both accessories that goes with it, so why not get the figure? So yeah, it was an amazing haul. I love it when this happens. Feel a lot of Star Wars joy. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and click subscribe. You can check out other Star Wars videos here and here. You can follow Star Wars Obsessed on Blue Sky. Thank you for watching Star Wars Obsessed.